I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact focused on personal growth, my Knowledge Workbook series and Creative Healing course can help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about missing your ex in no contact.
This is an all too common experience.
Oh yeah, it is one of the most challenging and painful experiences that I think we can feel in our life is going through a breakup. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes we lose people in our life, and in many ways, death can feel different because we know that it's final, and with a breakup, it's like, is it final? Or will they come back? Can I get another chance at it? And so we're feeling these feelings of missing them, but also these ruminating, obsessive thoughts of, are they coming back? Mm-hmm. And that feeling can be absolutely overwhelming and consuming, that it's just, it feels nonstop. Like, how many times do you talk to people and they say, literally, is the second I wake up, the minute I lay my head on the pillow at night.
Yeah. And I find it hardest in cases where you know that if you were to reach out to your ex, that they would respond, and you're choosing not to reach out just for the principle of no contact, and you're missing them terribly.
Yeah.
This can be really heartbreaking in itself because everything inside of you just wants to hear from them. You just want to know that they're okay. You want to connect with them. You want to be around them. You want to talk to them, but you're choosing not to. So it's kind of like stabbing your own heart in a lot of ways. You know, it can be really difficult to miss somebody while choosing to stay in no contact. So we want to talk about this because it is a really heart-wrenching experience, and we don't want you to go through it alone. I know we're not physically present with you, but we're here with you through video.
Absolutely. Now, the thing is, you're not going to feel the same level of anxiety and fear at the same time consistently. It's going to come almost like in waves, and it's hard to describe it because they're feelings, right? But it does kind of feel like these emotional waves that kind of take over your body, and you can feel almost like these vibrating little waves, right? With this energy of anxiety. And it's just, when it hits you, it's just like, where did this come from? Why am I feeling this? And it feels awful. And then we can have these moments of complete peace and clarity and just feeling this finality to it, like I'm done, I'm over it, I feel better. And then next thing you know, you get these waves of anxiety over you again. What happened?
And it's tricky because in these waves, we try to make decisions, right? So in those moments where we're feeling more anxious, our brain is concocting a plan of how can I connect with them? I'm feeling this, longing so intensely, and you're feeling so emotional, and you're thinking, man, okay, I've got this plan. This is what I'm going to say. And they're going to react emotionally just the way that I'm feeling emotional. A lot of times we can project and assume that our ex is feeling the same way that we're feeling in any given moment, where they can be in a completely different headspace. And then in the moments where we're feeling more clarity, we're like, psh, no contact is easy. Yeah. Oh, that guy broke it after 2 weeks. Psh.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Look at his face. It's ugly. I don't even know why I wanted him.
And you could be even more concrete, even more cemented in your decision to stay in no contact because you're feeling good. You're in a good headspace. You're feeling confident. You're saying, okay, this is the right decision. I am hopeful about moving forward. So it's so interesting how our mood can impact just the way that we handle no contact. And we can be really, really tempted in those moments where we miss our partner a lot, right? That's when we're tempted the most. And so it can be hard to
listen to your own brain.
It can be hard to stick with something when we're feeling emotional.
Everything inside of your brain is going to try and convince you, fantasize, play out all these magical scenarios where you reach out, you break no contact, and you reconnect. Now, occasionally that does happen, But you are far more likely to make those things happen when they're the ones reaching out to connect with you first. So it's like a mirage in the desert. Right? You're convinced it is real, and next thing you know, you're going to be eating sand.
And sometimes you come to your senses quite quickly after that, and you realize, oh, no, I'm back in the clarity mindset, and now I'm, regretting how I acted in those moments where I was really emotional or was really intense towards them, maybe even have crossed some of their boundaries because of that. So we just have to be aware of where we're at and remember that, your ex might be in a completely different emotional state.
I'm telling you guys, you don't realize how much your anxiety is going to mess you up in your thoughts about this. Trust us. If you don't hear us give the strategy or the idea on the 2,000 videos that we have, it's probably because we see that it does not work. So don't go against what we're saying and be surprised when it doesn't work. I did 3 calls with a guy recently. And after the first call, we talked about a lot of the stuff, why he shouldn't reach out. We had a call scheduled for the next day, and he broke no contact. The night after our first call, he's like, I don't know why I did it.
It could be a lot of pressure.
I thought I was going to get these answers from her, that I was going to ask these specific things about what I needed to fix and change. And literally every answer he got, he already knew.
Wow.
And I was like ready to strangle him. I'm like, what are you doing, man? We just talked yesterday and we were going to talk today. So
sometimes the pressure of it, the emotions around it, there's a lot of intensity there. So,
he learned his lesson. So
I can
I'm telling
see
you
it.
guys.
Sometimes we come to our senses quickly after reaching out. So just be ready for that.
Yep.
Now,
just remember, it's a risk.
It is.
Okay?
It is.
Now, not to say that no contact isn't a risk. Everything that we do is a risk. But I'm telling you guys, you are far more likely to turn things around if they just make a bid to connect with you.
Right.
You're making a major risk by reaching out to somebody who's rejecting you, sometimes ignoring you, and telling you they don't want you in their life.
Right. And erring on the side of caution versus trying to force things tends to work best. So different people cope differently, right? So if you're in a situation and you're missing your ex and you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling really intensely. For some, being able to have a healthy distraction is helpful. I would say for most. Being able to talk to friends, being able to connect to people around you. We know that it's not the same, okay? You guys, we know this. We know it's not going to give that same feeling. It's not going to satisfy that longing. But it is a healthy distraction to just get you over the hump. Now, other things you can do is start working on a project, focus on something, creative healing course, workbooks are always good things to do. Read, focus. Talk about it.
Therapy, journaling, anything that you can do to focus on something creative can be really helpful to you.
And on the other side, some of you might cope by actually diving deeper into the emotions. Now, I say this with caution because this can also cause you to miss your ex and concoct a plan and think of something to say or a good reminder text or whatever it might be. I say this to be able to connect with your ex while sticking to a plan. Now, some of you operate a little differently. Some of you like to dive into the emotions. And so I say this next one with caution, but finding a way to connect with your ex without reaching out to them can be helpful for some. So this can include looking at old photos. This can include connecting with maybe a plushie that they gave, a kind of transitional object. Maybe it's, reading an old letter that they wrote, something along those lines. So connecting with those memories can be something that's helpful, something that brings like nostalgia and can actually help healing, but it depends on the person. For some of you, you might not be at the stage where you can handle that, and that could make things much worse. Yeah. So I say that with caution.
Yeah.
If you're feeling like you're at a place to where you can do that, and it would feel sentimental, it would feel emotional, but you are able to control yourself and control your behavior, then that could be something that's helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's normal to miss your ex. No contact is not easy. Being away from the person that you want to talk to the most is not easy. You're going to have a lot of overwhelming feelings. Do not allow that anxiety to try and manipulate, try and force things. Anxiety makes us become very selfish. Okay, and that is not going to be an attractive quality. You're going to be like a used car salesman. Okay, imagine someone pressuring to buy something, somebody pressuring you to buy something that you didn't want to buy. The more they pressure you, the more you're going to get annoyed. So you don't want to keep being like that with your ex. You miss them, it's completely normal, and they may not be there yet. Okay, remember, the dumper and the dumpy goes through different stages in no contact. And we have several videos on both channels that talk about the stages of no contact. Now, they're a little bit different for everybody. It's not exactly the same. And every situation is different. But you have to understand that the dumper and the dumpy are definitely on different ends of the spectrum. And, the dumper in the beginning is not feeling those longings the same way you are, or not thinking about repairing things like you are. In time, they tend to get there. Now, sometimes it does happen faster. Like I said, every situation is different. But don't assume that they are in the same place as you. They're probably not.
Right. That's important to remember. And feelings do change. They might not be in the same place as you are now. Feelings might change, and over time, they might have those feelings of longing too. So it's important to have an open mind, but don't let those feelings dictate your behavior, especially when you have a plan, right? It's important to stay disciplined on your goals and remember really the purpose of no contact. We don't say no contact just for no reason, right? There's a purpose to this strategy, if you will. It's really to give yourself that space to heal. It's giving you that time to reflect. Sometimes when we're in contact with that person that we've just broken up with, that person that relationship has just ended, we're unable to see clear. I heard an amazing analogy for this recently, and it was about the Empire State Building. When you're in New York and there's tall buildings everywhere and you're in the streets, if you were in front of the door of the Empire State Building, you wouldn't even know it. It's not until you were to step back and then see the full picture to really understand. And that is the power of no contact. It helps you to see things in ways that you wouldn't otherwise. So in those moments where you're missing your ex, go back to your purpose. Go back to the meaning of why you're doing that. It can be something that's helpful and kind of pushes you through.
And think long and hard about what wasn't working in the relationship and the connection. You have to figure out why it didn't work. No contact doesn't magically make the relationship better, right? It can allow you guys to miss each other and see things with some clarity for sure. But it's not going to make those issues gone just by connecting again. You have to think about what you're going to do differently. And many of you are so obsessed about where they're at and what they're doing, you're not really thinking about how am I going to turn this around? How am I going to think about those issues? What were those specific things that we were arguing about all the time or disagreeing about that was leading to fighting and disconnects? You got to think long and hard about those questions. Right? Okay.
All right.
So it's a lot to think about. We know it is completely normal to miss your ex. It's one of the most challenging things you may ever have to do. We're here to help coach you through it. You can get my help personally on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Zoom calls. Coach Victoria is also available for Zoom calls.
I'm here whenever you'd like to chat.
Just click on her name on the top of the website to schedule with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.